I'm Gracetorie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, Gracetorie, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. Today when I was pondering what I was going to film today, I said today twice in one sentence. I feel like that's grammatically correct. I'm already getting off topic. When I was trying to figure out what I was going to film, I started thinking about what's been going on in my life and what will be of value to you guys, because that's usually how I figure out what I'm going to film. And I kind of landed on the full moon. Why, you ask? Because some pretty cool things have been happening since I did a little manifestation ritual during the full moon. And if you're not interested in like manifestation, law of attraction, the full moon, how all of that can work together, this may not be the episode for you, and I'm totally fine with that. But if you are interested, I'm going to talk you through how I did it, what I manifested, and kind of the whole situation. So one thing about me is I used to manifest using the full moon all the time, and I've tried all the tricks. I've done moon water, I've done candles, I've done visualizing, I've done writing letters, all the things. And I've been trying to find something that works best for me. And I kind of gave up on it like a year or so ago because life just got too busy, and whenever a full moon came around, I just made sure to meditate. But other than that, I didn't really think too much of it. I kind of put law of attraction and manifestation on the back burner because one thing about me is I don't like to try and manifest if my energy is low. And my energy has just felt very low for the past probably year or so because I've just been like really struggling to find where I belong and my place in this world. I'm sure it's definitely translated into some of my episodes where I've just been a little bit more stressed or down. So I haven't really been manifesting or doing any of my little tricks. And while I've been on this hiatus, I kind of just was like, meh. But a couple of days ago, the full moon was what, like Monday or Tuesday? I was just minding my own business, and it's kind of funny how it worked out because I have my calendar set up on Google that it tells me when the full moon is on my work calendar. So I see like so-and-so is on PTO, this is what's for lunch today, full moon, quarter moon, new moon, all the things. So I honestly didn't even notice it, but my best friend put on her Snapchat story like, oh, it's only 10 a.m. and so-and-so is already acting up, like how crazy the full moon is full mooning or something like that. I don't remember. But I slid up and I was like, wait, today's a full moon? Because today has kind of been really insane. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but start keeping track if you are working to start being more aware of the moon and using it to help you out. The first thing I want you to do is notice how people act on the full or new moon, because on the full moon, people are literally insane, absolutely feral. Nothing holds them back. So definitely pay attention to that. And I noticed that something weird was going on because everyone was acting out, but I didn't really think about it because I was kind of busy and it was still early in the day. But she noticed and pointed it out. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's the full moon. Well, then I was just thinking to myself, why not manifest? I haven't done it in a while. And I just decided that I was going to do what intuitively felt right. Like, I didn't want to do something that didn't feel authentic to myself. I didn't want to try and do something that I felt like was going to pull energy away from me. I'm trying to do things that give me energy, make me feel like I'm more in line with myself and things like that, because I have been working on listening to my intuition more, which is the key to this whole thing. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition and the moon, I believe, are tied really closely together, and I think that's a common belief. So definitely listen to your intuition when it comes to things like working with the moon. And I do want to say with this, I don't believe that this is like a religious thing. You can make it a religion, but I see this as like completely scientific. There's science to back up the moon and water, and look at how much percentage of our bodies are water. Like, I just personally 100% believe that this is scientific fact. But anyway, not to get on that whole tangent, I have a whole video on that long time ago. I did a podcast episode on that. I think it's called like the science behind law of attraction or something, or horoscopes, or I don't know. I keep getting on a tangent. My ADHD is bad today. If you couldn't tell, someone didn't take her Adderall. But what I did was I was just minding my own business, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna meditate. I haven't meditated in a really long time. Well, I have been, but I haven't been doing it with like any intention. I've just been doing it at night to try and calm down and get in the mindset of like I'm going to bed and I need to calm down. But I get on my YouTube and I do watch meditations on YouTube. Be very careful with these because subliminals are a thing. But I think she's called Great Meditations or something like that. I always watch her meditations, and she has them for like going to bed, manifesting things, letting go of things, anxiety, anything you can think of. She probably has a manifestation for it. And out of a coincidence, I mean, maybe it's a coincidence, I choose to believe it's a coincidence, the very first video on my YouTube is a manifesting abundance and stepping into your desired reality meditation. And so I was like, oh my gosh, perfect, I'm gonna do that. So I meditated for like 3 minutes to get my head clear before I stepped into that meditation, because my head has been all over the place lately to the point that I have like a pre-meditation before I step into my meditation to make sure that I am calm, collected, cool, all that. So then I step into that meditation, and it was really, really good. It was like a 20-minute one. If you want me to send it to you, I can. DM me on Instagram. My links are down below. But it was a really good meditation. And then as soon as I got done with that, I was like, I'm not done yet, but I don't know what I want to do. And I decided that I was going to color. And this sounds really silly, and I've never done anything like it, but intuitively something was telling me that I needed to color. So what I did was wrote July 2023 in the very middle of a blank page in my notebook, my unlined notebook, because that would drive me insane. And then around it, I just drew things to represent what I'm manifesting. So, for example, I'm not going to tell you what my manifestations are because I don't want to like get in the way of them. I'm really weird about that. But I will say that money is one that I have constantly manifested for a while now. I'm not going to say how much or anything like that, but it is something that I am very constantly manifesting. So I drew like little dollar signs, and then I did like a cute little background, and then on top of it I just doodled like how much I want and got very specific, which if you want to know whether you are a general manifestor or a specific manifestor and whether you should get more detailed or whether you should stay more vague, your human design actually tells you, oddly enough. All of this works together, but I think mine is a specific one, and I like getting specific anyway, and I'm listening to my intuition here. Intuition is key. So my intuition told me, hey girl, get specific, doodle, just let your mind kind of take over your subconscious, don't overthink it. And not overthinking it has been a huge key for me lately. So then I just started doodling all of these things, and then we ended up like going and getting dinner or something, and then I came back and doodled some more, and then the last thing I did was actually make my vision board for the podcast. So I make a vision board every month, and usually I do it on the first day of the month, but for some reason I didn't do it. I think it's because it was the day after the Taylor Swift concert and I was dead inside, but I hadn't done it yet, so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that. So I just got on Pinterest, and everything was very smooth and flowy. It wasn't like I was stressing out, like in the back of my mind I had to do this, then this, then this. It didn't feel like a chore. It was just like, oh, I'm doing this now. Oh, that sounds fun, I'm gonna do that. Oh, this sounds fun. And I was intuitively following my thoughts and what sounded like a good idea to me. So then I just went to bed, and I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I usually feel overwhelmed and overstimulated on the full moon. So I try to go to bed earlier on those nights because it does affect me like a lot. And then the next morning I woke up, and it was the weirdest thing. I was so energized. I was so excited. I had so many fun things in my mind. I wasn't overwhelmed for the first time in probably years. My anxiety was pretty much gone, if not very minimal. I was just like in a great mood, and I got up and I worked out for the first time in so long. Josh and I just went and drove around and had such a good day. It was, I think, July 4th, if I'm remembering correctly. We ended up like going and hanging out with friends, and it was so chill, and I'm just like shook at how well it's going. Also, I just keep randomly getting money from random places, which is pretty nice considering my manifestation. Like, that is definitely something in line with that. And then I'm also having really crazy ideas for some things that I've been manifesting, and all of this is just coming out of nowhere. Like, I have had such a block for so long when it comes to things that I've wanted to manifest and been working on, and it's really weird how just out of nowhere I just woke up and I was like, is this the secret? Like, have I just been not manifesting right? But I think on that note, manifesting works best with what your intuition tells you to do. So if you are on YouTube watching someone who's telling you to do XYZ and it's not working, it's probably because your intuition says it's bad. I was watching one law of assumption teacher, and she said if your body says no and you're listening to watching a video or whatever, like how to do something, and you just feel like it's a no in your body, then you probably shouldn't do it because it's not going to resonate well with your body. And you're not meant to be doing it, if that makes any sense. Like, it's your intuition telling you no. So, what else? I feel like there's more I need to say. Oh, a big thing that also happened the night of the full moon is I completely gave up. And I know I've talked about giving up on my podcast before, but this is different. I didn't, like, give up in the sense that I was just like, I'm going to bed, I'm done. But I just was like, I'm never going, and this is kind of like a realization that's really enlightening. It's also really, I just like took all the pressure off of myself. Like, it was very freeing. I just told myself, listen, you are never, ever, ever gonna meet the expectations that everyone has set for you and for yourself. So you just need to stop. Like, you need to stop trying to get everything done in one day. You need to stop working so hard that you don't save any time to do what you enjoy. You need to stop freaking out that if everything doesn't happen immediately, the world's gonna end. And I was just like, look, what really matters to me? What do I want to do with my time? And what do I actually care about? And when I tell you that it's not people's opinions, literally, like, in that moment, I was like, wow, I no longer care about anyone's opinion. No one's. No one's. Like, obviously I still care about a few people's, but if someone comments on one of my YouTube videos and is like, oh my gosh, that's so cringy, and thanks for the engagement, like, keep it moving. I don't know what happened. I was just like, I am a new person. I woke up a new person on that full moon, and I need to look into the astrology behind it because I felt like something was just different. Literally the craziest thing. So that's where I'm at. I don't even know, like, what else to say. I want to know your experiences with this full moon. I want to know experiences with manifesting. I want to know all the things because I'm very curious to know if this affected you as well. I texted my best friend about this on the full moon, like, the morning after, and was like, dude, I feel so energized for no reason. And she was like, no, me too. Like, what is going on? So if you felt that way as well, I would love to know. I want to know what you do when you're manifesting on a full moon. And I think that we could all, like, learn so much from each other, so I'm really excited to hear about it. If you aren't already, don't forget to follow me on @thatgirlthepodcast on TikTok and Instagram. All of my links are down below. Don't forget to follow on whatever platform you're on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I heard Stitcher's going away, but I'm still on Pandora, as well as all the other things, so you can listen to me on there. YouTube as well, don't forget to like. And if you don't mind leaving a rating and review, it takes about half a second and could change my life forever. Literally, every time I get a review, my views skyrocket, and you could actually change my life. Just by tapping a couple stars, you could literally change my life forever. So I would really, really appreciate it if you did that. Other than that, I don't know. I'm just gonna vibe. I think I'm gonna take Evie for a walk in a little bit. My doggo, she actually went to the vet and they told us she was overweight, and if she doesn't lose weight, she's gonna probably get in the obese column. And that has never been Evie. She's extremely active, but they were just like, yeah, her metabolism is slowing down. So Evie and I both are gonna start going for walks to kind of, you know, shed a few pounds. But that's pretty much it for me. I don't really have too much going on. I'm gonna edit this get this up, hang out with you beautiful people, and vibe out. But how many times can I say but? I don't know. Okay, I love you so, so much. I upload every single Sunday and Wednesday. If you are watching this on Wednesday night, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching this on any other day, really, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. I love you so, so much. And I will see you in my next podcast episode. Bye, guys.